Friends, welcome to this presentation of Simco machine monitoring system and the IoT controller developed by Digitech engineers. The entire project was initiated by C4I4 Lab, that is Center for Industry 4.0, and this is a very good initiative. Basically, by this project, the concept of Industry 4.0 will be explained to the last year engineering students with some hands-on experience. So, engineering college having a conventional lathe is used in this project. We will see step by step how the digitization is made and how the status of the machine is being monitored on a remote computer. There are some events by which you can get SMS and email. So we will explore all the features one by one. Till now, we have seen some of the points of Industry 4.0. From this slide onwards, we will actually explore the project. Now, this is a conventional lathe. The conventional lathe has no motorized movements for X and Z axis, and there is no position display. Now, in this project, we are going to use a conventional lathe, and we will put some sensors, some magnetic scales to get the positional data, temperature data, then spindle current, spindle RPM. So we will explore one by one from now onwards. In the first slide, C4I4 took initiative and the project was executed at Sanjay Ghodawat University near Kolhapur, or in short it is called as SGU. So we will see how the conventional lathe machine at SGU is used for this project purpose. In this slide you can see the CNC lathe machine on your right hand side. In the middle there is a IoT controller, and on the left hand side there is a laptop which is further replaced by a desktop computer. So lathe machine, IoT controller and remote computer, they are all connected by a LAN cable. Friends, this conventional lathe machine will have only the handle to move X and Z axis. In order to get the values on the display, we have fitted the scale, this scale on Z axis. You know, always the direction towards the spindle will be denoted as -Z, and the cross slide, here we have one more scale which is called as X. Now I am moving X axis, and you can see the display. Okay, move it. Okay, fine. Just stop it. Make this at 0 on the display. When you press this becomes my 0. Now we will move the other axis, that is Z axis. Okay, let's say this is my work 0 on the job. So I will press this. So now this is 0 0. So with respect to this 0 0, now I will start cutting and I will get the desired component. So in short, you have got X and Z for resetting purpose. F1 is for cycle start, F2 is for cycle stop. You have got part over for this, and F3 we have kept for any other operations, like maybe the machine is in alarm condition or maybe some other downtime. In fact, this F1, F2, F3, these keys can be defined separately. As an experiment, you may try to make this as cycle start and this as cycle stop or something like that. So this is fully programmable. In this slide, we are showing you phase A and phase B. These are the two phase shifted waveforms coming out from the magnetic scale. In some cases, it may be an optical scale, but the technique is there are phase shifted waveforms, and if phase A is leading and phase B is lagging, then you get counterclockwise direction, and if the direction changes, phase B will be leading and phase A will be lagging. So this is the method of getting the number of count and the direction. This is the actual functional block diagram. We can see there are two scales, one is for X axis, one for Z axis. Now both the scales are joined to the IoT controller through D-type connectors, and we have a microcontroller circuit which is having three functions basically. One is to count the number of pulses, secondly to have an interface with LCD to show the current position of X axis and Z axis, and the third function is resetting facility of X axis and Z axis reading. So this is the diagram which explains how the signal flows from scale to the display. In this project, we are displaying two temperature values and one humidity value. On your left hand side, you can see the DTH module for humidity and ambient temperature, and on your right hand side there is one sensor called as PT100 which is used for measuring the temperature of the spindle. PT100 is more accurate than DTH module. So basically these sensors are fixed on the lathe side. We will see how it is fitted and how we get the temperature values in our IoT controller. A separate microcontroller circuit is used for taking the signal from PT100 as well as DTH module. There are two different channels, and the microcontroller will take these signals and it will convert into temperature values. Now in order to distinguish between two temperatures, the output of the microcontroller is having a terminology called as max temp 1 and max temp 2, and for humidity it is max humi. Basically max are the it is called as trigger in fact. So when the data comes from RS232 port and it goes to SIMCO, the SIMCO will remove the max and only temperature 1, temperature 2 and humidity values will be extracted. On this IoT controller, we have fixed one sensor, this one, which senses the humidity as well as the ambient temperature, and there is one more sensor to sense the spindle temperature. Now these two sensors we have interfaced with IoT controller. See, we have got this PT100 sensor, and one is DTH module, which is for ambient temperature, and there is a internal circuit which goes here, and the temperature of the spindle will be displayed. Now we have run the spindle for about 10 minutes, and if you remember, the earlier spindle temperature was something like 25, and now if you see, the spindle temperature is 31.8. We run the spindle now. Now we will extract a signal called as spindle on load. Sometimes the spindle motor is running with no load or with very low depth of cut. Under this situation, the job will take more time to finish. So there is a simple method to ensure that the spindle is running with a proper load. So watch the next video, in which we will show you how the current is sensed by the device and a relay contact is given out, which will be sending the signal to SIMCO. Here we have a spindle motor, and we are going to monitor the spindle current. See, in this we have a three-phase supply RYB. Out of that, I have taken one phase to this particular sensor. This is the current relay, and there is one terminal called as A1, A2. One phase goes inside. There is a current transformer, and then at the output I have a relay contact NC, common, and NO. So this current relay will detect the AC current, and it will give the signal to IoT controller. So now the spindle is running. Now spindle is running at lower RPM, so the current is not much. So I don't get motor on load signal over here. Now we will increase the RPM so that more current will be taken. Increase the current. So we are changing the gear ratio. In reality, when you run the machine and when there is a load on the spindle, the definitely more current will pass through the spindle motor and it will detect. But for testing purpose, we are running the spindle at higher RPM so that more current will be taken by the motor. So now it is running at higher RPM, and now you see motor on load. Yes, motor on load has turned on. Now stop the spindle. As soon as you stop the spindle, this signal will also go. We have fitted the motion sensor on the spindle, and now we can get RPM. Spindle RPM is shown over here. Spindle RPM is 59. Now we will change the RPM by changing the gear. The gear has been changed, and new RPM is 89. Once again we will change the gear. Now spindle RPM has increased to 260, 270. Now the machine is in cycle. So let us stop the cycle. So he has stopped the cycle from the IoT controller, and now maybe the operator is doing some kind of inspection work. So you can go here and select inspection. The live status also says that it is under inspection. So maybe for about say 1 minute or 2 minutes it is under inspection. Okay, the machine is still under inspection. Now he will start the cycle. As soon as the cycle starts, the downtime inspection goes and it shows in green color. And maybe he completed one job. So part over is pressed on the IoT controller. So instead of 10, now it is 11. And now we will stop the cycle. And now this time some different reason we will give. We go to this screen and we'll say no tool. No tool. Okay, so when he presses the no tool, the color changes to orange, and let it be for no tool for some time. Now let's say he got the tool and then he started the cycle again by pressing F1 key. So this again goes to green color, and now you can go to timeline, and you can see the make it a new timeline. Generate graph. Just click off. Generate graph. C4I4 timeline. Say today's date 15 and say OK. Okay. थोड़ा zoom करते थे. So here you get different colors, and you can export the timeline. Select the machine. Select the machine first, left hand side. Then go down and say select all. Sum. Okay. So here you get a complete summary. So we can say today the downtime other was for 58 seconds. No tool was for 7 minutes 40 seconds. No load is 5 minutes 13 seconds. Inspection is 9 minutes 12 seconds, and in cycle it was 3 hours. So this type of pie chart is directly available. We will define one more type of graph called as C4I4 productivity. So I have selected that. Now go to general. In the description you write C4I4 productivity. The title is C4I4 productivity. Now select the type as graph. I have already selected as graph, and the chart type is tachometer. Okay. Now go to layout. See, the details are like this. Next is period. I have taken the first shift start to first shift end as a day for that tachometer. Now go to columns. Now here I have defined the productivity or utilization, you can say. Now the formula is given over here. Go to value. Okay. Now here I have defined that productivity like this. Timer cycle start divided by time period length. That means the complete shift time. And into 100. So this is my productivity formula. Now go to next, go to machines. I have selected the machine as SGU lathe. So rest of the things are not important. Just बंद कर, click it off. बंद कर. Now save. Now go to reports. Go to generate graph. Here you will have a C4I4 productivity. Click that C4I4 productivity. Double click. Okay. Now you can get this kind of tachometer. So today's productivity was 75.9%.